Alrighty. Um, we started off our way to the pyramids where we were told the bandits were headed. And before we entered, we were at the front steps, and that's when a musician came up behind us and joined in with the party on their little mission to clear the place out. We got the jump on the first group. They didn't realize we had entered. They were too busy staring at a statue. We instantly took out two of them, quickly made short work of that group, and continued deeper in, avoiding a trap in one of the hallways, and found a second group, which we then also made pretty easy work of. Left one guy alive to question. We took his ear, though, before letting him go. And then we made our way deeper and found the chamber that had more bandits and a big old scorpion lady talking to a statue. And it was quite one-sided of a conversation. Battle ensued, and, well, literally think Yuna is the only one who took damage in that battle, but everybody seemed to be okay. We took everything out but one dude, and the the doorways to the room got blocked off by stone, and the statue guardian spoke to us about destiny and wanted us to basically work for them or those they serve. Them upstairs didn't elaborate on who they were. And then we're like, well, let's go see who they are. So he opened the doors to let us go. And then the bandit let it out, but then the door slammed shut and squished him. And then we all gathered up in the room near the stairs for heading upstairs to check things out.
Alrighty, thank you, Yuna. And that is where we are. The entire party is in this room. There is a mummified corpse on a sort of prepping bench. You can see its rib cage has been ripped open. A few of the organs that have been dried out and are rotting drastically have been removed and are missing. There are some sounds coming upstairs, almost again like whispers, but they're more panicked than anything else. You do see a bit of blood on the stairs, so you get the indication that there has been a fight not so long ago, as the blood does seem relatively recent. And the rest of you are just down here. What do you do?
Anybody else just a little bit nervous that we didn't make sure this floor was completely clear
We
before we head
probably
up?
would have alerted anyone else in here. They've probably either run off or they would have come to find us, surely.
Well, if no one else is bothered by it, then that's fine. I'm
I mean, the place
okay
is
with
pretty
pushing forward.
huge. How much do you think we? I mean, how thorough do you guys think we should be?
slightly concerned if we go upstairs and start making noise, and then, I don't know, more of those bandits decide to come up the stairs behind us. We might find ourselves in a tricky situation.
The great Cola will slay them all. They will all fall to the greatness of Cola.
All right, well, sounds like Cola's gonna take up the rear and make sure we don't get ambushed. Thanks, Cola. If I just like nod to Cola, genuine thanks, and say, "Well, who'd like to lead the way up the stairs? Is everyone feeling all right? Ready to continue?"
The ones that are not here, they all seem pretty alright. The barbarian, oh, not the barbarian Goliath, on the other hand, feels kind of left out because he didn't realize you guys were fighting a scorpion beast in the other room. So he takes the lead. Oh, well, he looks like he takes the lead. Do the rest of you follow him up the stairs?
Yeah, cautiously, Eunice following.
Alrighty. So as you guys are walking up the spiraling stairs, you come across one bandit corpse lying against the wall, kind of leaning on top of the stairs. One or two arrows stuck into his chest. He is completely like there is no sign of life from him. I'm assuming you're going to snip the ear.
Yeah, you read my mind.
So you walk a little bit further, you see one more, just in a kind of different position. With this one, it looks like his neck has, or his head has almost been completely cut off. It's just a last about 2 centimeters worth of length of the neck, still holding the head onto the body. Of course, you would snip that one as well. So who?
Can anyone tell what might have done this to them? Does this just look like bandits to you?
If anyone wants to check, please roll me a medicine.
Yeah, Rain will give it a go.
Oh, bloody hell. Alright. Well, that's freaking impressive. Okay, so all three of you, as you're busy checking the wounds, all three of you just come to the conclusion that this dude was hacked with an axe. It was no doubt about it. The cuts were similar. Pretty much only an axe could have done something like that. Not too sure what you can take from that, but you now know that the axe did this.
And the guys we were fighting earlier, were they wielding axes?
No, the most, yeah, no, the only thing that would have done similar was the glaive that the scorpion lady had.
And the bodies, the last question about these is, are these bodies, do they look like the bandits that we fought?
Oh, yes, 100%. These are dead bandits.
Alright, well, I'll then say to everyone else, I think we should be a lookout for more guardians of the temple. Maybe Miss Valentine, perhaps if we see anyone you could that's not a bandit, of course, provide a diplomatic solution.
Lily, you are muted, so if you want to talk, just unmute. Alrighty, right, he's typing the anticipation. Ho ho. That's alright. You can just type in the Roll20 chat if you want.
Don't think he's in Roll20 yet either.
Oh no, he's not. Bloody hell. Okay, yeah. Yeah, just type here and then I'll play out your action.
Okay, well, I think the bard's got the right idea. Everyone stay quiet. Let's not get caught. Continues to sleep.
So as you continue, you eventually reach the top of the stairs, and Yanni will advise you guys before reaching to the very top to just wait a bit. As soon as the Goliath comes into view, she kind of looks like a ranger of sorts. She just pulls back her bow and arrow and just says, "Stop right there, or I will kill you." What do you do?
How would a mere
Yuna's
mortal
definitely gonna
kill
stop.
the great Cola? Kill
With a
you.
simple
No!
with a simple arrow to the head?
At least it wasn't my knees.
Oh, sorry, but I don't go for the knees. I only go for the head or the heart. Now, who the hell are you, and what are you doing here? Alright. Friends? Are you friends with the bandits, or what?
No, we actually just cleared up quite a few of them for you. Assuming this is your temple?
Well, no, it's not our temple, but how do I know you're not just bandits in disguise?
Yuna will hold up the basically a string of the bandit's ears that she's been carrying around. Well, we've kind of taken evidence if you want to go down and double check our work.
Roll me a persuasion check. With advantage, seeing on how you have a full thing of ears. Very nice. Oh. Hora, welcome. Welcome.
Yep. Sorry for the delay.
No worries. Well, we started, so don't worry.
Yeah, you haven't missed much though. We just walked up the stairs and there are some people that we found a bunch of bandit bodies along the way. And we think we may have just found the people who killed them. Who are Yanni, I mean, Yuna's showing them the ears to prove that we're not bandits.
Yeah, good, good.
The ranger that is busy holding her bow and arrow to you just kind of lowers it. Like, so what are you guys just? What are you? I don't understand. What is a bunch of? What are you even? she's just really confused as from the looks of it. She's seen nothing but bandits, and your group is just confusing the hell out of her.
I think the answer to what we are is a little more complicated than what we're doing here.
Okay, well, what are you doing here?
I just sort of looked to Yanni, who actually took the job, like, followed you here.
Well, we are here on a bounty posting from the capital. You see, we have heard that there was a problem with some local bandits that needed to be taken care of, and well, I would assume some of us joined in for sport, others for the funds, and well, some in order to make a reputation for ourselves. Through different means and motivations, we all joined hands in order to, well, as my sister pointed out to you, wipe out these bandits and collect proof of kill, if you will. And here we are, trying to, well, clean up house, but apparently you guys have done a better job than we did downstairs.
Wait, you killed all the bandits downstairs?
We did not clear every room, but
How many
did
did you
take
kill?
out quite a few.
How
Quick
many
math.
did you kill?
Someone correct me if my math is wrong, but 16 or 17. A couple of these ears came off of guys who are still alive. Well, not so much anymore, thanks to the big stone door, but a fair few.
Ah, I see. Well, you have my gratitude. You may have just saved our lives. And it is now that you guys see a sort of golden, metallic kind of statue staring back, staring at you guys from like the side of the wall.
Well, this is quite a majestic temple. We hope we're not intruding, of course. But we did take care of that large scorpion queen thingy as well. We're not entirely sure what that was all about. Who are you people?
Oh, well, we are archaeologists. So, thanks for saving our asses. If you want, I can take you to the one in charge and she can explain our situation further.
Ren nods, looking impressed. Ah, I see. Just waits for the rest of the group to decide.
I mean, you won't find any bandits up here unless they took out the two on the left side of the temple, but you won't find any here. Or on this floor, at least. Well, my name is Lilith. Don't bother telling me your names. Going to be too many to remember. If you'd be so kindly as to follow me, I can introduce you to everyone else. Uh, the one over there, his name is Apliston. He is the silent type, so don't expect him to talk.
Oh, I've always wanted to meet some archaeologists, and he'll just sort of whisper to Yanni, like point at the other guy. And, is that like one of your dolls? I don't think I've ever seen a moving statue.
You ask too late, he's just left. Oof, sorry.
What?
Yanni has just left. He's gonna be right back.
I didn't see that.
No,
Well, I mean,
you
he
asked him
whispers
as he
it
typed.
audibly. He's just sort of asking to Yanni and Yuna, trying to figure out if that's a construct as well. But he'll start following up the stairs with everyone else.
Mm. Can you guys not see the names underneath?
Mm-mm.
Ah, okay. So only I. That's something interesting. That helps me a lot.
I think you might be able to, if you click on the token, speak as them in the chat, and then it would show up their name. I'm not sure
Oh,
how that works for DM.
don't worry, I've typed in the name in chat. Oh, goody. Alright. So you follow these two further into the temple, and one thing you do notice, the differences between the first floor and the second floor, is that this one is highly more decorative. There are more like carvings into the walls, more gold inlays, as well as some pictures and all of that. And you do get the sense that this is not a place that back in the day the public were allowed in. This is a place of sacred worship, or you get that kind of sense. I'm assuming you guys are going to be following them further in.
Yep.
Cool.
Rain will also sort of be asking questions. So is this just somewhere you found something you're like uncovering, or?
Well, you'll have to ask our leader. She's the one who came here. We have no idea why, but she did. Anyways, Apliston, can you just go let her know that we have guests? The statue just kind of nods and walks off. Right, well, as you can see, if you look, up there we have our kind of smithy area. How we've been able to last so long. You got Xeon in there. Don't bother talking to him unless you know his language. He doesn't know common.
Is that his given name, Leon? Really?
No, not Leon. Xeon.
Oh! I thought that was very on the nose, and he just sort of chuckles, looking down at. Oh,
Is that
he's a lion man, right? That's what I'm seeing.
Yes, he is. Let me just quickly. And on the other side, well, to my right, your left, you'll see the ancient library, which Seth over there has been diligently been reading through the old text. He's a very stubborn man. Don't expect him to answer you at this stage. He likes peace and quiet while he works. I mean, you're welcome to go into either room, I guess. Have a look around. Roki will be here soon. So please, by all means.
Oh, so we should just wait here for them then.
If you guys want, you can walk into the two rooms. I can describe it for you if you want. I mean, which room would you guys like me to describe first?
The book room.
Alright, so Cola, as you walk inside, you see that there's not many shelves for books, and really all of the books that you see are just old scrolls with cobwebs all over them. You see Seth at the table just staring up at you and then going back to his work. It looks like he's busy copying down what is written onto the scrolls into a more fresh, modern book, like preserving the history that is there. You also hear him mumble a few words as if he's trying to understand the text. Did you pull out any of the scrolls and then open them, or are you just looking at the shelves?
The first scroll I see and gently opens it.
Uh, hmm. Hmm. Make me a dexterity check. I'm not too sure if dexterity is the right one, but no, actually, sleight of hand. Okay. You pull out the scroll, you carefully as possible open it, and the text you see there is just a whole bunch of symbols similar to the walls. There is a bit of color, but it looks like it's been faded out over time. Some holes onto the scroll. It gives you the indication that there has been a few bugs that have been chowing down into the old ancient paper. But other than that, it's a language you can barely understand. As you
Bro.
open it, yeah, continue.
Yeah. Oh well, nothing here. It clearly belongs in a museum. Basically, like rolls it up and gently places it.
As you place it back, you get a sense of like someone staring at you. You turn around and you just see Steph giving you the death stare, like just quietly talks to you. Just don't ever touch the scrolls again. You get a feeling that he is pretty peeved off that you touch the scrolls.
Oh, don't worry, miss. My friend here's got a delicate hand when he needs to. Uh, what is it that you're researching here, if I might ask?
The research waits. First, it is making sure that we record all of the present information. I don't know how long these texts will last on these flimsy pieces of paper. As he gets back to work, busy copying down the text. Yuna, I'm guessing you would like me to explain what you see.
She's taking a peek in this room.
So as you walk into this room, you hear almost metal hitting metal. As you look to your left, you see a relatively large lion-looking humanoid, just repeatedly and constantly smashing down onto this hot piece of metal. You look around you, you see two closed chests, a rack full of weapons and a large table that has a few fixed and broken weapons on top of them. You get the sense that this lion person is busy fixing and repairing the weapons that they had and is doing his best to just maintain the current quality of the equipment. Again, it almost looks like that a few of the furniture that you see in this room is quite old, but it's been moved to suit the lion's preference on where things should be. But again, this room looks as decorated as the halls outside. The lion pays no attention to you.
Having worked in a workshop before, she knows it's best not to mess with anything. And just kind of just takes it all in and then steps back out into the hallway.
Alright. As you do, you see Lilith making way for 3 figures. One of them you recognize as the statue, and 2 that you don't. One, a pure elf, and the other, you get the sense, is a mix of elf and human. As she walks right up to you, and is like, "Are you the one that Appleton has told us about? Or are there more of you?"
I think we're probably the ones.
Ah, so you guys are here for a bounty? Am I correct? Of course I am. I can see the ears on your waist. There's 4 more bodies back that way if you want more ears to add to your collection. I must give you my deepest gratitude for saving all of us. My name is Roki. I am somewhat the leader of our group here. If there's anything that you need, please don't hesitate to ask.
So you are the one who set the bounty?
No, I am not. I am just the one who had to deal with the bandits that decided to call this holy temple their home.
So, sorry to ask, but what are you doing here?
I'm sorry, what?
No, what are you doing here in the temple? What's your work here?
What else does archaeologists do? We try and learn as much as we can. I mean, it's not every day that you walk into a temple that is littered with history and
Yes, but what history? What? No one will tell us. We can't seem to decipher any of the writing on the walls. Who whose temple is this?
oh, well, this is the temple of Sashari. He is believed to be a spirit that whispers, and the people buried here are his loyal subjects. Granted, many of them were warriors, but a lot of them were just scouts and messengers. Is- How do, yes?
No, sorry. I was asking the players, not the NPCs. Did anyone mention that we were sent by the snake statue? Or we spoke with it?
No, but
No.
that is ringing a lot of bells right now.
Yeah, so I will keep quiet then.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, well, of got no reason not to trust a bunch of archaeologists, did we? And he just looks to everything.
Okay, since you know a lot about the temple, we came across a snake statue at the floor below. What
Yes,
you can
that
tell us
is
about?
the snake statue is the representation of the apparent spirit that guards this temple. That is what you would call Sashrin. He is the guardian. Well,
Mm,
Yes, I think
oh,
he said warden was the word he used.
I'm sorry, he said? She kind of just looks at you a
mm,
little confused.
yes.
Yes, I think it might be a little more than a representation of.
Oh, okay. As we going through the temple, we came across Scorpio lady who was talking to the statue, and things went rough here and there. We killed them all. Then the statue spoke with us.
The statue spoke. She's having a hard
Yes.
time believing you guys.
Well, I'm not lying.
Yes, I think we all saw it. I mean, can we confirm? But look, honestly, it's not the strangest thing I've even seen today. And he just gestures to Yuna and Kola next to him, like talking statues. Really, don't you have a talking statue of your own over there?
That last bit of your sentence, who was that directed to? I feel like it was directed to Yuna. No, he's just a warforged. He just covered himself in a bit of stones to kind of mimic the statue. Granted, it helped in an ambush, so have to give him that for creativity. And he's not a statue. What did the statue tell you?
Technically, we go upstairs and speak to the one in charge.
Well, I'm the one in charge, but that doesn't really help me. What else did he tell you? I mean, I'm still struggling to believe that a statue spoke to you. That the guardian of the temple spoke to you.
Well, it was a shock for us the first time. And we still are confused about it. Not sure it had happened actually.
Yeah, that giant scorpion woman seemed to be shouting at it, expecting some kind of response. I think maybe it was just grateful that we got rid of her for it. And somehow I don't think the leader it was talking about is you, no offense. But perhaps the actual god of this temple or something? I don't know.
There is no god of this temple, there is only the guardians. If you're talking about the gods, then you were talking about the 10 legendary dragons. Those are the gods. There's been no other, it's only been spiritual guardians.
Well, whose knowledge is all of this storing? I mean, who needs a guardian for history if not one of the great dragons? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out why this place was built in to begin with. Isn't that why you're here?
Yes, and we wouldn't be here if we had figured it out. She kind of just rubs her forehead. Okay, so I want to get this straight. All of you, the weirdest group I've ever seen in my life, and granted, we have our own weird ones, came here on a bounty to collect bandit ears. You killed all the bandits, killed a scorpion lady who was giving us trouble as well that we didn't even know about, who was talking to a statue. Then the statue spoke to you, told you to come upstairs, talk to the one in charge. And is that it?
It did speak a bit about trying times and destiny and pledging our service to them upstairs. He wouldn't elaborate on who, but since you guys are the only ones here, I'm kind of assuming.
Seth, excuse me for a moment. She kind of just pushes past you guys and just walks up to Seth. She starts mumbling. He mumbles back, turns around. As far as we know, this temple was only made for the Guardian. And the history kept here are all of his, well, history about his loyal servants and what he apparently did for the god. The temple wasn't made for any of the gods or anything like that. Not that we are aware of. We have no idea what you're talking about with trying times because we haven't left this temple in over 3 months. So, if any of you would like to explain to us what this old great spirit could be trying to tell you or tell us, I'd be ever so grateful.
Okay. Are there any more statues here for the Guardian other than the snake?
Yes, there is.
Maybe if we went there, it will speak with us.
Very well, very well. Just follow me. She kind of pushes past you guys again and starts walking off.
I
The other
quickly chase
three
her.
follow her. I'm assuming you're all gonna follow. So as you guys are walking down this hall, you come across a much larger opening. There's a lot of kind of relatively large statues. They're about twice the size of you, and definitely more than what you see here. And they all represent the exact same creature. Kind of a lion mixed with a cat, with the head of a human. And they're all just facing each other or facing away from the wall. You'll never see one facing towards the wall that they're against. This is the room of the Guardian's pets. Well, that's what we've discovered so far. Seth is still trying to figure out more about these things, but that's really all that we have. You guys have any more annoying questions about these things? She kind of just looks at you all expectantly.
What kind of creature are they?
That... She kind of just slumps her head in defeat. We don't know. We don't know what these things are. The only thing that we ever know about these things regarding to the temple is that they are pets.
Sorry, so you spent 3 months here, only you learned that these are pets? No offense.
Okay, you try spending 3 months excavating the temple, trying to figure out what the ruins on the walls mean, and then we can talk. I'm sure you do a much better job than I.
Friend, you seem to misunderstand our intentions. We are not here to interrogate you or anything. We have come to help. Perhaps some of us could be of assistance to you in the things that have blocked your research so far.
Well, the
We,
bandits
what-
blocked.
yeah, sorry.
Well, the bandits blocked our research, so you have assisted with that so far. It looks like she's about to continue, but Lilith just kind of puts a hand on her shoulder and is like, just calm down, Roki. I'm sorry, Roki here does get a bit attached to her work. You must understand it's not easy trying to understand hieroglyphics that have been dead for centuries. Anyways, if you'd follow us into this room, Francis over here has been trying to figure out what this statue means. I'm assuming you all do go into the room.
Well, you can't really kill something ever alive to begin with.
You would be surprised.
Just as you guys walk into the room, you see a relatively large dragonborn, kind of grey slash white in scales, just at the feet of the statue. It looks like he's busy trying to translate the ruins that are on the statue. As he looks up to the statue, back of the book, makes a few notes, and then repeats. He does this multiple times before actually realizing that there are more people in the room. Like, oh, he stares at you, Yuna, and Yanni, just dumbfounded.
Just give like a small like clickety clackety hand wave. Don't
Unit
mind
bows.
us. Keep on your pursuit of knowledge or whatever it is that you are striving to achieve. We are mere of service here.
Sure. He tries to go back to his work, but he keeps stealing glances towards you guys. So he's never seen people like you before, and it's just creeping him too much to continue. Just, Francis, have you found anything about this statue? Well, apparently this is a representation of Sashari's second form.
So the first form is the snake, right?
Yeah, from what I've gathered on the ruins, Sashrin has two forms. One that is more suitable for mortals, like us, and the other that is more suitable for the spirits or guardians. I don't know what goes on in that world, if there is a world like that.
Oh, I think we
Okay.
get it. I mean, it's kind of like cola here. You've got the same sort of thing, right?
Of course, if Kola showed his greatness all the time, then lesser people such as you would have to be that all the time.
The dragon ball is sitting at the foot of the statue, right?
Yes.
With his back to us.
His back is more towards you, as he's like sitting sideways on the foot.
Okay,
So
I will go stand behind him and just peer through off of the shoulder, see what he's reading, what the statues look like. Take a closer look.
Make me a perception check.
Uh, 11.
11. Okay. So as you walk up behind him, you kind of peek over his shoulder. You don't get to see much of what he has written in his textbook, as he's a bit too big for you to actually see the entire thing. You do see a small bit of writing. it's basically just the symbols and then underneath them what he's translated. Unfortunately, you don't see much. On the other page, you see like the top head of the statue in a kind of sketch. Pretty detailed sketch. But that's all you really see.
Okay, I want to look up to the statue's head and just look at it for a moment. Maybe something will happen.
You look at the statue for a moment. Another moment passes. Another. Until eventually you guys see a small rumble. And Rain, I am gonna need you to make a dexterity check for me.
Oh shit.
Like dexterity save. Like is the door coming down on me?
Yes. Dexterity save, please.
Can I give him assistance by grabbing him and
Yes.
trying to pull him in?
You can. If you
Right.
want, you can roll and see if you do get a 20 or not. I mean, 16 is perfectly fine.
Okay, we'll go with the 16. He's already.
Alright. So as the
He
rumble
was kind of
begins...
half expecting this after the boulder crushed the others. He's been standing there looking at the hinges like, I wonder if anything could whoop.
Even if the door closes on you and you got cut in half, won't that just form two small form of you? One inside, one outside? Does this mean water?
I don't know. That would be cool. Maybe we should try it one day. But I think I might die if I get cut in half. So maybe try it one day when I'm feeling a little braver. But thank you, Cola.
As the rumble stops, the door finally closes. Again, the torches start to dim. As Lilith is kind of panicking, she's like busy hitting the door. She has no idea what's going on.
I told them that what had happened before.
Relax. It is. Afrak is clearly sensing the great Cola and now wishes to speak to him. No harm will come to you. Presumably.
So
The three archaeologists that are in the room are just staring at you, Coda. It's like, how prideful can a person be? This event was not caused by you, and before they could actually voice their opinions, the statue's eyes start to glow as well. It's like, you have found the ones above, and you have brought the leader to me. And the three archaeologists are now just dumbfounded completely.
Oh, is that what you wanted? Oh.
Well,
wonders why ancient things need to speak in riddle. Why they just don't ask, just straightforward. Bring me so and so here.
well, it's kind of how we do things. He was completely caught off guard with that question, so he's not really sure how to answer it, but he gives you
It is
the answer that he
clearly
could.
so that lesser people figure it out and potentially stumble. Great for them. Inadvertently harm to them. Self and potentially others. That was greater than.
So, isn't that what had happened to us?
Sort of. I think it might also just be the time sort of muddles the mind. You lose some social skills when you're locked away for a long time. I know how it is. And he just sort of gestures to the statue, like commiserating.
Hey, I wasn't locked away. I willingly stayed here. I wasn't locked away.
Is this audible? Like, can
Yes.
everyone in the room just hear this? These archaeologists also.
Yes, now that you guys are actually like talking back with such weird questions, he's kind of like, okay, alright, hell is going on here? I'm the one who's supposed to be all mystical. Stop trying to.
No, I look. Wait, I looked at the leader, the three leaders supposedly. You had never came to the room here, the three of you together, before.
Of course, we all came to the room.
At
It's
the same
just,
time.
yes, it's just they needed you here.
Well, then, what is our purpose? What do they need us for?
They need you to save the world.
Beg your pardon?
Yeah, run
They-
that by us one more time. Sounded like you said save the world.
But that's exactly what I said.
Save the world from.
Well, there are quite a few things, but you can tackle them one by one. I mean, I'm not going to give you all the answers here. You have to work for it yourself.
I roll my eyes. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, what?
No, I am rolling my eyes again with ancient thing. Never come straight forward. Never give you the full answer. You have to go through a long path until you reach it.
Alright, fine. If you want the proper answer, here it is. The leader of this group that has been desecrating my temple for 3 months
I turn to
is.
Gordon.
Hey, we did not desecrate your temple. Silence. You are going to lead this group of raggedy people onto a quest to save the world from either itself, outside forces, or inside forces. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Okay, and how exactly are we supposed to do that? Well, that's for you to figure out now, isn't it? Hmm.
I mean, I think it sounds like fun. I've been wanting to travel again.
Exactly. You'll get something out of it. You get to kill things, you get to see sights. I mean, it's a pretty good deal. Save the world, and you get to experience all of these things.
Well, in all honesty, the world is a pretty bitter, dark, and unfair place, but without one, we wouldn't really have, well, any future to speak of, so.
Exactly. You know what? How he kind of stutters, almost like he's busy talking to someone else or listening to someone, but you guys can't hear anything of that sort. It's like, you know what? We're gonna do this. If you save the world, each of your, each and every single one of you will be granted one wish. A wish that you can choose or have or whatever to your desire. Does that sound like an enticing deal?
I would like to make an insight check, please. As he says this, Rain just like scowls and his smile fades. He's like,
Go ahead.
Same here.
Ooh, okay. Alrighty, alrighty. Okay, we'll start off with Cola. What you hear is what you believe that you're gonna get. You do something for him, you get a wish. There's nothing inside about it. As for the rest of you, even though this spirit doesn't seem as magnificent as he was on the first floor, you still do get the feeling that he is giving you a genuine offer and kind of quest, save the world and you'll get a wish. So you don't feel like you're being cheated on or lied to. But yeah.
A wish. Any wish? Not particularly keen on, the fine print that might come with such a promise.
Any wish. So long as it is within their power.
And who is this they? I mean, I must say, wishes are something I prefer to be careful around, and I would warn you all to do the same. But if we are to embark on such a quest, I think we would like to know who it is we're working for.
Well, that takes away a bit of the fun now, doesn't it?
Maybe. But I think we'd all be willing to. Oh, at least I would. I won't speak for the rest of you.
Uh, well, since our, well, employers seemed rather fond of their riddles, I think we could potentially agree to this, well, proposal and follow through for as long as we can and see fit. If this whole saving the world thing is just a sham in the end, we'll probably know. We won't be blind servants bound to something's will, but rather contractors, if you will.
More will be revealed later. For now, this is all I can give you.
So, other than the wish, there is nothing else you can. I know you said all that you can give us, but I mean something to aid us on the way for our journey.
That is not something that I can give, but what they can give. And you get the feeling that he doesn't mean his masters, but he means the archaeologists around you.
Well, I'm sure that we should be at least somewhat provided with materials, but we shall discuss with our newfound mm, compatriots. Uh, Nonetheless,
Turkey.
we
Sorry, continue.
we have done quite the work downstairs, and we as a team, even without the outside help, I think we would manage just fine, at least for a while.
It is now that Hiroki steps in. It's like, hold on. First of all, why on earth should I listen to a fucking statue that just came alive? And second, why am I supposed to just do what it says and give you guys our shit? I'm sorry, but we still have a job here.
Well, have you made any progress towards said job? I seem to recall that you have been rather stuck on matters, correct?
Yes, we have. The other two in the room just slowly shake their heads.
I
Well,
smack at her. Yes, sir, keep going.
well, uh, I am not an archaeologist myself, but I believe that the thing that you are studying, giving you the answers that you are seeking, should be more than payment enough. I mean, if you don't want to waste away in here and be part of the pyramid in a couple hundred years,
Roll me a persuasion. With advantage. Granted that everything has happened, you do make a very compelling argument. Very nice.
And there is another point. What they call studying, the Guardian call it something else.
I'm sorry?
No, what they call are studying the temple. The Guardian is kind of
Yes.
angry about them, so I'm not sure if they want to piss it off.
Well, granted, they didn't do as much damage as the bandits did. I mean, the bandits were literally trying to rip the gold from the walls, but he still feels that they're not supposed to be in here in this level as they were never his servants and didn't really have the rite of passage. So he does feel like they are desecrating his temple a bit, but mainly just by the sacred laws, not by actually destroying anything. So as you make your compelling argument, you see Roki starting to give way in her demeanor as she thinks about it. Eventually, she just sighs and is like, "Alright, fine. I'll, I'll help you guys on this world-saving quest."
marvelous. I'm sure this will be a perpetual and mutual beneficial agreement between both of our respective groups. By no means we would rob you away of your resources without actually paying back.
If you serve a great Cola well, maybe in mercy, he will grant you his. You could wish for knowledge.
I'm sorry, Cola, but right now, to me, you are just now the sin of pride. Wow, dude. I'm slightly getting peeved off with your character, but that is great. Uh, sure, whatever you say, Ow. What's your name? What what are any of your names? I don't even know your names. She's looking between the four of you. No, five. Oh, I can't count.
Oh, introductions, right, mannerism. Uh, I am, well, my friends refer to me as Yanni, and that over there is my dear sister, Yuna.
Okay, and this prideful bastard of an owl?
A great Cola in balance. Of course, Chad.
We've been in here for 3 months. We don't even know if any of the kingdoms are still alive. So no, we haven't heard of you.
Oh, I mean, I was doubtful at first too, but he can back it up. Trust me. I've seen him do some crazy shit earlier.
I step forward and in flourish I bow and tell him, my name is Lily Valentine, just your regular bard.
Alright. Well, you big statue, can you let us out so we can do your job? A moment passes. There is no reply from the statue as the torches start to brighten up, and the stone that nearly crushed Urain starts to lift. Well, can we all move out? I'm getting kind of claustrophobic in this room. Francis, stop your writing. No need. Forget all of the shit that we've done so far. You sure? Yes, let's just go. Alright. Packs away his resources, and they all walk out. Okay.
Maybe don't forget it all. I get the feeling we may want to look into some of these things a little down the road, you know?
Yeah, like a temple is gonna help us save the world.
At least it can serve as a, well, place of gathering.
Like a base of operations?
Some might say it. I mean, no offense for this particular kingdom if you hold any affiliations for it, but a world saving quest seems
Okay,
rather, well,
let me stop you there. None of us here belong to a kingdom. We have all forsaken the kingdoms that we came from. They don't affiliate us with any of the kingdoms because we don't belong to any. Understand?
loud and clear.
Oh,
Good.
maybe we should get a ship. Then we can be mobile on our base of operation.
Do you know how bloody expensive a ship is?
I mean, a pyramid could be pretty expensive to keep, but he's like mumbles to himself.
Well, you don't need to keep a pyramid. It's been staying up by itself for centuries. A ship, on the other hand, no, that you need to keep. Just okay. I'm gonna need to take a walk. I need to gather my thoughts because this is all bloody too fast for me. Leave me alone. As she kind of just storms off past Lily, and you didn't get the Dragonborn's name, so I won't say it. But she just storms past them and just walks out of sight. As Lily and the Dragonborn just look at you guys like, "Shall we show you around?"
That would be lovely.
Oh, by the way, my name is Francis. You know Lily. Yes, Francis, I've already met them. Oh, sorry, yeah. Lily, you should go check on Roki, just in case. Alright. She walks off as well. Well, I'm Francis. I'm what you would call a cleric, but that is only a part-time job of mine. I will be your temporal guide, I guess.
Sorry, you said you're a cleric
Yes, I
for
am.
which deity?
Are you just taking down notes? If you need, I can give you a spelling of his name.
Okay.
Alright, well, if you'd all be so kind as to follow me, I'll show you around. In here is kind of where we just brew our own potions and that, because sometimes you need those potions that give you a little bit of energy when you're making those all-nighters. You know what I mean? It's a it's a good place, I guess. Oh, that one over there, sitting by the table. Her name is Exusia. She's our kind of alchemist. Hey, Exusia. She just has her feet on the table, hand behind her head, just looks at you guys, waves, and then just goes back to napping.
Does she look like she's like wearing Tazarian armor, or is that just? Or what species is she? I don't quite see on the token.
She is a elf, and the armor that you see doesn't look Tazarian, but it more looks. Bloody hell! Let me just. I am going to get the pronunciation of this kingdom's name, so just give me a little second, please. Why did I make these kingdoms' names so hard to pronounce?
Wouldn't be fantasy if you could pronounce all the names.
True.
Okay.
Did Francis mention that which god he worshipped?
No, he did not. The armor that she's wearing looks pretty fancy. There's a, you can, actually, you know what, make me a perception check before I describe more. Alrighty. Quite surprised. So, Rain, you being from the Tazarine Kingdom, you do recognize the armor, as it looks pretty similar to your past, I'll say. As you recognize that this armor belongs to the Yazusha Kingdom.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he'd also definitely recognize.
Hmm.
They said earlier that everyone here wasn't from any kingdoms. I assume that applies to her as well?
Oh, yeah, we all denounced our roles as a kingdom. So
Ah.
we don't belong to anything. I'm just going to get you guys the spelling of them. Anyways, uh, she's our alchemist, so if you guys need anything, I guess go to her for that kind of stuff. She's not an expert, so don't expect much.
Is she the type that does not particularly well wish to share her tools? Or, like, do we need to particularly ask her, or can we make use of this makeshift laboratory ourselves?
But I can't really speak on her behalf, so Exusia. Yep. Can they use your tools if they ask?
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
like peeks inside the laboratory and just gives a small hand wave. Hello.
she kind of just waves back, a bit creeped out, just seeing a doll type head just pop out. Um, sure, so long as they don't break anything. I would like them to ask for permission first so that I know that they're using it. If that's okay.
More than fine. And if I am to break anything, I promise that I'll fix it right away.
Yeah, good. Yeah. She goes back to her seemingly uncomfortable nap, but she makes it work. Well, I guess I'll continue on the tour. So, really across the hall of all of these, I still need to find a name for these things. These texts are pretty difficult to translate. But across the hall is just the storage room. It's where we decided to keep all the food. None of you guys are hungry by any chance.
Never.
All good. All good.
Okay, good. If you'll follow me, as he walks past, you guys see Inarin just admiring the walls of the temple, just walking past you guys. I'm assuming he's one of yours. I've never seen him.
Indeed, quite deft with the bow.
So, this is one of two bed chambers that we've been using. Granted, it's not much. The poor souls that use these stone beds for their entire lives, I feel sorry for, because these things are not comfortable. I pray you guys never have to sleep on them. Oh. He
Well, Koala sleep on feather bed. Koala sleeps on a feather bed. Technically, he's covered with feathers.
True, but I don't think that's the same as... Like, being covered in feathers isn't the same as a feathered bed. Because sure, they do provide some cushion, but not as much. Or it doesn't give as much as a normal bed would, so... I don't think Cola would be as comfortable on these things as he would on a normal feathered bed. Anyways.
I'm with Lily. I call everything a waterbed. It's I can sleep anywhere.
I mean,
Even in a volcano.
I mean, that's a good point. That
haha, can't call everywhere a waterbed.
well, no, you know, actually, I've spent some time in some hot springs that have been just lovely, and that's because of the volcanoes underneath. So I suppose.
Technicalities. Anyways, so oh, Roki. As Francis was about to continue, you see Roki and Lilith just waiting for you guys in the hallway. Lilith's just minding her own business, making sure that Roki doesn't get too out of hand. Until Roki steps forward. Alright. So, I've had some time to think, gather my thoughts. I'm gonna need you guys to update me on the current world events.
Well, anybody volunteering? I kind of, well, both me and my sister would need a bit of a refresher.
When you say current, what do you mean? Like just the last 3 months, or like the last 300 years, kind of thing? How out of date are you?
How is 300 years current?
I mean, depends how long you live, I suppose.
Yeah, and he has like a nervous laugh from the back.
Oh my gosh. What are the recent rumors you've heard of? If any of you want, you can make a history check. If you've heard any rumors recently.
Matt 20.
Yeah.
Rain's like, oh yeah. Well, I heard Sally down at the bakery. She's been stealing bread, and her husband's very angry about it. But I'm not sure what relevance that would have to you.
Yeah, that has none.
I think I might have heard the story from the husband's perspective myself.
Yes, we go to the same baker. Their bread is amazing, though. I mean, you have to.
Oof.
Yeah.
The best potato bread you ever had.
Roki just looks at Lilith like, we have to. This is the group that we're working with now. Lilith just shrugs her shoulders.
Well, you for 3 months you were working with statues that didn't say anything to you until we came. So I think you're improving.
Fair point. Lilith, you and Kola being the greatness that he is, he's kept up to date with the recent rumors. And you being a bard, you've traveled around, you hear things in taverns, so you also have been keeping up to date. From what you guys can gather, the most serious rumors that you've heard, one being that the Elfram Kingdom has just fallen silent for the past 4 years. Two, that tensions are rising again between the Neloris and the Thelagala Kingdom. Three, there have been getting, well, concerns have been rising about the slow disappearances of dragons as they're no longer being seen flying in the skies as often as they were. And then four, there's always the concern of the cult of corruption striking at a town. So those are the what you would call major rumors that you have heard of.
I guess me and Kola, we relay all this one to them. Get them up to date.
Okay, so the Elfron Kingdom is still silent. Tensions are rising again between those two bastards. Of course the cult is working. Of course the dragons are listening. She goes on a stormy walk again. Lilith's just staying there, like, uh, she does that often. Don't worry. She gets frustrated easily.
Yeah, I guess as much.
She quickly walks back. Okay. This is my current plan. Right now, my group is going to stay here. We may just pack up a few things. We may move out, or we may use this as a base of operations. I don't know yet. What you guys are going to do and go back to town, or to the city, hand in that bounty of yours, and get as much gold and supplies as you can, and meet back here. By the time you guys get back here, I should have a proper plan. Sound good?
Well, as a placeholder, sounds as good as it gets.
Okay, good.
Before we leave, sorry.
Mhm.
We okay, not sound rude, but we are short on supplies, and we just cleared the temple of the bandits. Would you mind financing us for a bit?
Sorry, it is for me on my end. It is a little hard to understand you. I don't know why I'm just struggling. Can you please repeat that?
I was saying that we came here on a job and we just cleared the bandits. So we need a little bit of supplies, especially that we are all new to this kingdom.
Ah, okay.
Do you mind just be our sugar daddy?
Be your sugar daddy. I'm sorry.
Okay, in another word, be our sponsor.
Okay, what kind of supplies would you like? Granted, we don't have much, so don't expect much.
I look to my part.
Uh, I do understand the sentiment, Lily dear, but you have to take into consideration that money and supplies aren't what these individuals might, consider as part of their, well, task over here. I think we might be better off asking for supplies from the kingdom itself. Extend the bounties that we take up, or maybe reach for a patron within the city, member of aristocracy, or some eccentric researcher of sorts. I think well, we are in the same pot at the moment.
Well, like, we can give you guys what little we have if that's what you want. But that's all I can do right now. All I can do is formulate a plan.
That is more than enough, at least for me. I believe it is a good idea for us to return, take our rewards, and then, well, see if we can gather anything from town before we return. Seem to have a good head on your shoulders, so the expectations are quite high for our return and this potential plan of yours.
Yeah, I go from leading an archaeologist group into leading a group to save the world. Whoopee fucking do. She turns around and storms off again.
I noticed that she stormed a lot. Was that before or after the statue spoke?
Francis speaks up this time, but don't worry, she storms off quite a lot. I mean, she once even stormed off while we were fighting some bandits, so not the best of qualities of hers. But yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys by the end of the day.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah, speaking of which, how long have we been here? I sort of lost track of time in here.
Oh well, you guys are gonna have to go outside, but look at the sun. I mean, there's no windows, and
Yes, thank you. I was, and uh, he just sort of is looking at the rest of the party, hoping that one of them just has a way of actually keeping time. But I suppose if we're headed outside anyway, good point.
So, what would you guys like to do?
I guess back to town and collect the reward for a start.
Oh my god.
Alrighty.
I think I need to gather my $3 that I left in front of that tavern.
While you were gone, I did. No, actually, yeah, they're busy waiting outside the tavern. Let's not make things too complicated. All right. So you all leave the temple. You want to try and figure out the time? Is that correct, Rain?
Well, I mean, yeah, as we walk outside, just is it day or night? I sort of thought we arrived in at sunset.
Yeah, no. At the time that you guys arrived, it was getting close to midday. As you leave the temple, you see the sun has moved a bit, but it's not too late. You would suspect it's like 2 to 3 p.m. So it's not too late, but it's not early in the day. Now, I'm assuming you guys all walk back to the bounty board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. So you walk back, you pass the city, people greeting you, some moving away because of Yanni and Yuna. Yanni, you walk past the tavern and you see your 3 doll servants just waiting patiently. They see you and just quickly huddle to your side. As you walk to the bounty board, you see the same human that gave you the bounty just sitting there. He looks like he's just reading a book. He looks up and is like, "Oh, you guys are back already. Well, how did it go?"
Well, we got quite the bountiful harvest.
"Oh, really? Oh, that's how many?"
Well, dear sister,
Here's here is a question. Did you guys leave the temple on the other side? So did you take the stairs on the left?
Yeah, I did actually want to suggest to Yuna that maybe we do that too, so that we could clear the temple.
Yeah,
like
she would
said.
have wanted to. She definitely would have wanted to collect the ears of all of the others.
Alright. Because on the left side, you would have seen 4 dead bandits.
She told us about 4 bodies.
Yes.
I presume Yani went and collect ears.
Yeah, only those 4. And as you left the temple, you didn't really see much more or any activity of the bandits. So you do figure out that you pretty much wiped them all out.
Does that bring it to 20? Or am I?
22.
22, I think, or 21.
There was 2 dead. We had 16, then there was 2 dead.
We had
Stairs.
16 or 17.
We had 60. Then there was 2 dead at the floor, bringing.
You had 6 in the beginning. Yeah, you had 6 in the
6,
beginning, then 5.
5, and then
4.
we had
Yeah.
4
So
more.
you had 6 in the other room. So you had 16 to start with, plus the 6 bodies that you found. So yeah, 22 is the right number. I'm assuming you're the one that gives him the ears.
Yep.
As you reach out with your wooden hand, he just kind of backs away a little bit. He sees the ears, but he doesn't want to, kind of take it from you, as you are still pretty creepy, even though you seem friendly. Could you just put them on the table, please?
It would be funny to see
That's fine.
a
And
doll
she'll
hand
just
in
have to-
hand necklace of ears. Bloody ears.
Right, as you put them on the table, he starts counting them. It's like, all right, so that's 22 right ears. Just tosses them into a bag. Do you guys still have that bounty that I gave you?
I would assume so.
Can I please see it? I just need to see how much each ear is worth.
Yeah, Since Yanni was the one that discussed the thing, I would assume that he would have had it. So
Yeah.
just hand over the like posting that we had.
Alrighty. So it says it was 20 gold per bandit. And there was 22. So my math is a little off.
440.
Thank you. So that's 440 gold pieces. He pulls out a different bag and just kind of sprays the gold onto the table as he starts counting by twos. You get the sense that they weren't really expecting you guys to return, nor were they expecting such a large amount of bandits. It takes him about 5 minutes to count everything. He's like, pushes it towards you guys. All right, 440 gold. Is there anything else I can help you guys with?
Any other particular bounties in the area? Doesn't really matter for us if it's still a manhunt or, well, whatever have you. It should
Well,
be
there's
just still local, though.
plenty of bounties, as you can see. I mean, you look behind him and you see the board hasn't really changed from before.
Gotcha.
I mean, just take your pick.
What's the most rewarding?
The most rewarding is a bounty saying 500 gold pieces for a manhunt on a rogue sandworm.
Not gonna lie, that sounds terribly exciting and a terrible idea. You wouldn't happen to know anyone down by the harbors or any ships looking for crew or that kind of thing?
No. I mean, he looks behind him at the board. This isn't a notice board. This is a bounty board. So if you want something like that, you're gonna have to go down to the harbors and check.
Okay,
He'll just
what?
scan the bounty board, seeing if there's anything looking for, like, a manhunt for pirates or anything like that. He's looking for anything that might be related to the sea, but that's just him.
You don't see anything regarding pirates, but you do see the one that you've heard from him before, saying that there's been a sea monster attacking fishermen boats. It hasn't killed any of the fishermen, but it's just been attacking them, and frankly, it's a bother to them, so they want it dead. But other than that, roll me a perception check. Actually, no, investigation would be better for this one. Bloody hell, yokes. Why are there such high rolls? Anyways. So as you're looking further, Rain, besides the one that he spoke of that really stood out to you, you do see another. It was placed, it looked like it was placed and handwritten by someone else, and it's not an official bounty, but it does say it's just like a random fisherman looking for help, and that he'll pay by the hour. Lily, you with your keen eyes, as you look around, you see quite a few bounties. A lot of them regarding to manhunts of criminals within the city, some who have fled the city. And then you get a few saying that people want some items returned to them that were stolen. But regarding the sea, you see the monster, you see the fisherman offering work, and you also see something regarding a hidden treasure that has been lost due to one of the ships being capsized.
I whisper to Rain, there are 3 bounties that related to the sea. If you are interested, I see that you keep asking about the sea. I relate to our last but not least, lost the treasure.
So I missed that. Who were you addressing on that last part?
To Rain.
I mean, if we
The
wanted a
last
mobile
tell me.
base of operations, a capsized ship sounds like a good thing to look into, but hey, a sandworm, a sea serpent, looks like we've got some options here, guys.
Right indeed.
Did
Are
I say that
you...
the last one lost treasure? It is lost. So we can have a percentage or finders keepers.
Yeah, that bounty was put there to let people know that if they find it, they can keep it.
We can keep it.
Yeah, the human just said that the bounty was there to let people know that if you find the treasure, you can keep it. You don't have to hand it in.
Okay, I think that's settled.
Hey, Yanni, do you think you could repair a ship if we found one that had capsized?
I'm rather confident in my skills with my tools, but something of that scale would require a building crew.
Well, I mean, I know my way around a pair of woodcarver's tools. Look, I mean, obviously we must discuss this with the group, but if we're looking for leads, I think that hidden treasure sounds like the most promising one.
And you are missing one more point. We will have a treasure. We can buy whatever we need to fix that ship if we need it.
Oh, right. You seem genuinely only notice that money could be useful, like, as you say that. Oh, well, that's true.
But we need to have the full agreement with the group. If someone else doesn't want to go there, then we'll see. I look at Koala. Do owls swim? Owling swim? Let me rephrase. Do the mighty koala swim?
If Cola has to swim, of course he does. Prefer not to. Unless it's a birth ban.
I mean, I see no reason we couldn't turn a crow's nest into an owl's nest. Or, I mean, you could have a room like the rest of us. I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure how your whole deal works.
I giggles at Rain pun, both the owl and colonist.
But I mean, if we're all here, right? Everyone's present for this conversation, right?
I think so.
Well, then, does anyone have any other ideas? I mean, I think a ship could be quite a useful thing, and I don't like to stay in one place too long anyway. It's water starts to stagnate after a while. But do any of you have any objections to being on the sea, or any other ideas?
No objection for me.
Yeah.
Plus, it does make sense. We need to travel maybe between kingdoms, and ship is the obvious way for traveling.
And maybe we can ask that alchemist woman, that elf. I know that the Yazusha have a fairly powerful navy as well, if I remember correctly. Maybe she knows her way around a ship. We might, and their leader, I think, could really use some time in the cool sea air. It's been locked up in these stuffy temples too long, I think.
Sorry, what's the name of the guy that was we just spoke up now to hand in the bounty? I wasn't here for the first time.
The name of the dude.
Yes,
His name is simply Jeff.
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 Well, good sir Jeff. Do you know where that ship located? Or do you have any information about the ship or the crew that had survived?
I'm sorry, but all I know is that the ship capsized, there were no survivors of the crew, and that ship was supposed to come in with some valuable supplies. That's all I really know.
So there's okay. How did you know the capsize and had a treasure on it if all the crew didn't survive?
Well, it's pretty simple. Mm, it's not that far off from the harbor. I think it's about 2 to 3 miles from the rumors that I've heard. Ships have
So
seen it.
you
It's
know the
just,
location.
yeah, we know the location. It's just we don't know where the treasure is. I mean, no one can swim that deep.
Okay, can you show us on the map where's the location, and we'll see what you can do.
All right. He pulls out a map for you guys, and he just kind of reads it for a bit. All right, so the last known location, because they've obviously pulled in the ship, they're trying to repair it as much as possible. The last known location is somewhere about here. That was the last known location of where it tipped and where the treasure is most likely to be.
Well,
So, do you guys want this map?
yes, please.
Cool. You can add a map of Doreen Kingdom to your inventory if you want. Alright, well, I'm assuming you guys are going to go for that bounty. Treasure hunters.
Well, I mean, if we are going to do that, we're probably going to need to find a way out to the wreck. I'm sure the rest of you aren't. Well, perhaps we should go and look up this fisherman, see if he's got a boat we can borrow, or I don't know, are there rentals going around?
I'm gonna be honest with you, everything I've heard about the harbor, I've heard rumors. I do not know much about it.
Well, we can go and check that out. I mean, what's a bit of adventure, eh?
He just kind of looks at you as like, what, you're expecting me to go with you?
What? No, I was talking
No,
to
no,
my
no.
friends here.
Oh,
Thank you very much, but
sorry.
Jeff, we'll bring you back all the years we find. We promise you.
Sorry, Jeff. Quick question about the sea monster. Do we need to take the bounty, or just if we happen to kill it, we just can collect the reward?
Well, I mean, if you happen to kill it, then sure, you can collect it as a bounty. I mean, these bounties are just here to let you guys know that there's a bounty for that here. So if you kill it, you can still hand it in, even though you didn't take the bounty.
Oh, okay. Maybe the fisherman, the sea monster, and the ship are connected somewhere, and we'll get 3 birds, 1 stone.
I mean, it already sounds like you've got a song brimming there. I'm in. Everyone else?
Count me in. Though my dolls don't really float all that well.
So we can't use them
Wait, you
as a
don't.
boat.
Yeah, actually, that might be helpful. You said you don't need to breathe, right, Yuna?
That is correct.
So you probably quite a good diver, I would imagine.
Wait, does she sink or float?
She's pretty hefty, so she'd probably sink.
But the question is she more made of wood or more made of steel? Because granted, ships are pretty hefty, but they still float.
Yes, but that's. Oh. Brain just looks up at the universe and he goes, "Oh, we're going to have to talk about density and how that all works." But as Yanni just said, you just said they don't float very well, right? So I imagine you've tested this out.
Oh, quite thoroughly, yes.
How would you do that, by the way? Are you just creating these things and then throwing them in the ocean?
Well, technically yes, but that could also work with a river or a lake, perhaps. Just need a sufficiently large body of water and see what floats, see what doesn't.
Funny, I've never seen one of you floating anywhere. I feel like I would have remembered that.
Oh, that would have been a sight to behold.
Well, perhaps we'll get to see it yet. Shall we all head down to the harbor before it gets too late?
Yes, I guess we go speak to that fisherman.
Alright. So you all head down to the harbor. Well, actually, seeing on how you now have a map, I'm gonna say that you don't need to roll me a survival check. As you all head down to the harbor, you get a small feel that it's getting busier and busier. As finally you see where the ships come in and the supplies are dropped off. You see men and women just constantly walking back and forth. A few shouts and yells here and there. A ship every now and then sails off and sails in. It's a pretty busy place. I'm assuming you guys are now looking for that fisherman. Alright, make me a perception check, please. Alright, Lily, you have no idea what is going on. For you, this kind of scene is a bit of a first, as you're not used to a dock that works this efficiently. And you're just taken aback a bit. You don't know where to find a small, humble fisherman in this kind of chaos. Yuna, Yanni, and Kola, you three, you get a small decent feel about this place. You get the idea that the more not so workative groups will be on the far ends of the docks or the harbor. And so as you walk down, you do see a single man with a medium-sized boat, not as large as the massive trading ones that are constantly going in and out, but it's a decent size. You see him just busy tightening some ropes, checking a few spots on his ship, and he's all alone. What do you do?
Yeah, and he kind of like pushes Rain forward. I think both me and my sister have a way to influence people, and I get a feeling that you got this handled.
Oh yes, you do strike quite the impression. I suppose, shall we, Miss Valentine? I think you're definitely the sweet talker of us.
I can speak to someone about in the tavern. I'm not sure about the fisherman,
Oh,
but
I
there
mean,
is
no,
a fish stand with me.
I'll be right there with you, of course. I know I've met many fishermen in my day. But
Okay, let's head to that fisherman and see.
great. Cola, are you joining us?
Sure. Gotta make sure the boat doesn't.
All right. Well, we'll meet you back here in a minute, Yanni. And he'll just bow to you two and spin on his heel and start walking off towards the fisherman.
Mm, Well, hi there. We reach him, right?
Am I back?
Yep, you're back. You're back. We can hear you.
Cool.
Yes, you are back.
I might have missed something there, so can you please repeat?
No, was greeting the fisherman.
Yes, definitely missed that. So as you walk up to him and you greet, he kind of looks up from what he's been doing. He says, "Hi, what do you want?"
Mm, Did you post bounty at that tavern earlier? Or that's another fisherman?
Hi, that is me. You here to help?
Mm, think so. Depend what you require.
Simple, honest fishing work. Nothing much.
You want us to catch fish?
I
Why you post that on a bounty?
Well, my previous crew doesn't want to deal with the fucking monster that has been attacking the ships. So I'm left all by myself. That's why.
Seems fair enough. I mean, a fish is as good a bounty as any. Would you be able to provide us with a vessel on which we could do said fishing?
Why else did I post the bounty? I'm
Well,
looking for a crew. Do you
So,
not understand that?
this
mm,
really gets to people's brains around here. They're all quite testy, aren't they?
so you want us to help you fish, and if we happen across that sea monster, you want us to deal with it, right?
You guys are willing to fight a sea monster?
We done some weird things here and there, so why not?
I mean, sure. But if we do come across that sea monster and you do happen to kill it, I want a cut in that bounty.
Well, I assume you'll be sailing with us. It's your vessel, right?
Yes, I'm not just gonna hand my vessel to strangers I've never met before.
Well, I'm just trying to see if you're willing to face the sea monster yourself. It seems only a brave man would head out there in the waters today.
Quick question. I'm sorry to ask, but what what are you offering?
As in, from the bounty that I put up?
Since you asked for help with the fishing,
2 silver pieces an hour. That's what I paid my last crew.
I look to Rain. Is that reasonable price?
I think so.
Throw in a fish and we have a deal.
Oh
Sorry?
yes, yes. Cola's got a point. If we could get some of a take on the fish as well.
How many fish are you talking?
Or just
One for a meal or two.
it's just to enjoy the spoils of war, as it were.
He thinks for a bit. Roll me a persuasion. Per Rain. Yeah, Rain. Roll me a persuasion.
Can I help out? Or can I roll?
Nah, just Rain. Alright, that's 7.
Rain's never asked for anything like from anyone, not for a long time. He's just
If I whisper Rain something, would the fisherman be able to hear me?
Well, he's on his ship and you guys are still on the dock, so it's most likely he won't be able to hear you.
Okay, I come lean toward Rain and tell him we might need to use his boat to get to the sinking ship.
yes. Isn't that why we're here? But he doesn't need to know that. It's a shipwreck is always a good fishing spot.
I don't want to give him share of the treasure or the ship.
Hey, look, the world may be at risk. I think having a captain on our side would be very useful. I'm sure we can convince him of all of that later.
Okay, then I
He
guess
can.
we are in agreement then.
I'll tell you what. If it comes down to it, he can have my cut. All right.
We will see. So we agree.
I think so, Captain. Looks like
You won't be getting the fish. Only the gold. Well, the silver.
It's okay, no problem. Just heads up. We are kind of strange group.
He looks past you two. Yeah, I can see that. Well, hop on in. I want to at least catch something before the day ends.
all right. Just give us a moment to go and retrieve our companions, and please don't be alarmed. They are very talented. Trust me. And
Sure
Rain
they
will just
are.
pop off back, but as he's walking past, he'll just give Kolo a little shake of the head and whisper, "Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get you plenty of fish." And he'll trot off to go and find Yanni and Yuna.
Both of them would be like just staring at the water from the dock, and when you get closer, then you will like mechanically turn around again in that snappy manner of his. Any results? You were quite restless.
Oh well, looks like we've got a job. The captain over there, his crews apparently abandoned him because they're all scared of the sea monster. So we're going to go help him do some fishing, and hopefully we'll be able to use his boat to go and check out the shipwreck as well.
Oh, marvelous. I knew you would be speaking the tongue of the sea, and that fisherman would melt away immediately.
Yeah, I must say, it was more Miss Valentine's doing than my own. Business deals are not exactly my forte, but I'll show you what I can do on the sea. This is going to be fun. You guys don't rust or anything, do you?
Us, no. Some of the others would, but I can take care of that. It's something small in comparison to, well, restoring a capsized ship.
By the way, don't mention the treasure or the ship, the sunken ship. We didn't tell the captain.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he said he wouldn't even give us a few extra fish, so no reason to cut him in on that, I suppose.
Yeah, man. Talk about stingy.
Right? I mean, Miss Valentine, really.
So we jump to the ship now.
All right, I think we can take a break, Avia. You guys agree?
Yep.
Aye.
Cool.
Mhm.
Hey,
Take
Captain.
a small break.
10 minutes? 5 minutes?
10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go get coffee. Kirby.
Same.
Same.
Hey, crap, now I need to prepare a ship map.
I can send you one if you need.
Nah, I already got a ship map.
back.
Welcome back, welcome back.
Thank you.
I am working like fucking flash on a Friday night.
I'm back as well.
Welcome back. Hey Dev, can I ask a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had those times when you had to completely prepare everything within the break?
Yeah, been there.
Ah. Alright.
Many times.
It's a delicate balance to find, to like leave it open ended and let your players choose what they're gonna do. Especially the one big tip is to leave every session knowing what your players are gonna, or where your players are going to go next time. That's something I've learned quite recently.
To the shrine.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like you start a session going, all right, guys, where you headed? And then they go in the opposite direction to everything you've prepared. And it's like, shit, okay.
Mm. I'm just glad I've had the time to actually prepare something. I don't think I'll be able to actually have the monster encounter in this one, but I'm pretty close. We might.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone's happy to give an extra couple of minutes for you to stress yourself out.
I am just looking for a monster now.
Oh God, if he actually brings up a real sea serpent, we probably kind of fucked.
Oh, I have the stat block for that. I got that from what was I think it's of some Reco or something. I also got the Spider Queen. Block.
Ooh,
The
spider
kind
queen.
of cool sea creatures in D&D, though, there's, I'm sure, plenty to choose from.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, but I don't want something too powerful.
Release the Gok.
Did I send you the D&D cheat sheet? That's got like, it's just got all the explanations for all the conditions and like the traps and CR things to balance easily.
If you did, I probably lost it within all the other things that you sent me.
Fair enough.
I mean, you did send me quite a lot of things. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you ignored what, like 90% of it.
To be fair, you were flooding me with a lot of information.
Yeah, if you're not reading the things I'm sending you, then maybe or just tell me to stop sending things, because
That's the thing. I do read them, just not all of it. So
yeah,
it's
no,
like
I've
a
noticed.
read, get the general idea of what the thing is about, and kind of like put it down in my Obsidian notes.
Yeah, okay, look, most of the things I've sent you have been like a paragraph long. It's not like I'm sending you like essays to read.
Mm.
That's, but yeah, as I said, don't worry. Oh, that was all pre-session stuff. I'm done with that.
That is a good question. You know how you guys gonna sort out your gold?
Hopefully, we don't have any leprechauns that want me gold.
I mean, a party fund is usually the easiest way to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
mean, I guess you guys can just split that gold up 7 ways.
I mean, who wants to actually track the money meta-wise? Because then maybe you can be the party fund holder.
The accountant.
All I'm hearing is that you're offering that.
Always trust Owl.
So
Fine
I
with gold as
cannot
well.
trust myself with gold cash.
I mean, we're welcome to give it to Rain. He's not going to do anything with it. He doesn't care much for money.
But he may lose it in the ocean.
That's true. He may just misplace it because he's forgotten it. Like, it holds no importance to him. So he definitely won't steal your money, but who knows?
Points wants to save you from an angry Ola.
Alright guys, just give me a small little bit, I am almost done.
Huh. What kind of ships are these? Now that I think about it, like we're in a desert.
They're not the bamboo type ships that we have in real life that ancient Egypt had. They're still pretty powerful wooden ships, but as you get smaller and smaller to like the very small ships, those ones are kind of made out of bamboo and no, I forgot the name of the papyrus. Yes, papyrus. That's the name of the plant. Those are the kind of ships that
Oh, that.
the very small ones are built out of. But this one that you guys are adventuring on, it's a decent wooden ship. So no need to worry there.
No, I'm also just wondering, sort of for the visual, like, are we? It's easy to say, oh, you want a ship, but the theme, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that gives me an idea.
I mean, I'll say, as you look around in the port, you do see ships of all different kinds. You recognize a few from your kingdom. As Lily, you recognize a lot more, seeing on how they are more dominant from your kingdom. But yeah, you do get a sense that Doreen is a kind of hotspot for trade. And that's why you see all of these different types of ships. Alright, let us...
Miss Valentine, are you from here?
No traveling. Just happened to find myself in this kingdom.
Ah, yeah. I sort of assumed that was the case for all of us. Or are any of you locals?
I'd assume the appearance is probably giving us away as not local.
I mean, that is true, but I couldn't for the life of me place where you might be from. The
Well, we did come from
well, a part of the kingdom of Alfram.
And you, Mr. Cola, are you from nearby?
No. Country. I'm pretty down. Got
Cool. Alrighty. That should be everything. Alrighty. So you guys
No
set.
control of my token.
Hmm? No! Your token. Oh no, your token is there.
No, we don't have control.
Can't. Yeah, no control.
You guys should be able to have control. That's weird. That is very weird.
2 gold.
I
Oh wait,
Well,
I see what's going on. Hold on. I see. I see. Just give me a moment. I placed all of these tokens down in the map layer. I mean, slowly but surely you guys should be able to move the tokens.
Astra.
Yeah, there we go.
There we are.
Good.
So who can't move their tokens?
I think we all can.
Cool. Cool. So as you guys get on the boat, the captain kind of just rushes forward with all of the preparations. He just almost like karate chops a rope close to him. It flies away and the sails just drop. You feel the ship just jolts forward. You get the sense that he's in a bit of a rush as the day is closing down or coming to an end. And he wants as much as possible. So you set
Funny
sail pretty quickly.
Sorry, funny thing is, when he said fishing, I didn't realize that we will be getting on a ship with cannons. I thought just normal small fishing boat.
Be aware this was a quick find. So
No, hey, we can respect a fisherman who knows how to defend himself. Those may come in handy. Don't question it too much, Miss Valentine. Captain, where we headed?
It makes me wonder what kind of fish or type of fishing he's into.
Well, there's big fish in this sea.
well, to answer your question, which is going off to a popular site that I know of. Not many others know of, but that's what you get if you sail these parts of the sea. You see, he takes a bit of pride in that.
Ooh, do tell us. We heard that the old wreck just off the shore was quite good fishing lately, but I'm sure you've got all the secrets.
Why do you guys want to know about the wreck? Hmm?
Well, we just heard that there were good fishing opportunities there. You know, fish love to inhabit old things like that. Plenty of things to grow there.
Well, you're right. You most certainly are right. However, many sailors don't go near that way as they believe the ship was capsized for a reason. I myself am a bit hesitant.
What's the reason?
There's been suspicion that whatever that ship was carrying is cursed. Others say that it was the sea monsters that finally did something to the ship, made it capsize, and killed every single sailor on board.
But
I
I thought
personally
the sea
believe.
monster Sorry, I thought the scimitar never hurted any fisher.
Well, we have no proof. We only have stories of ships being attacked and still making it back. We've never had any survivors of a successful attack. So, we don't have any proof.
I mean, you of all people should know how good fishermen are at coming up with legends, eh, Miss Valentine?
Well, most legends tend to have base of reality to it, and lots of misunderstanding and suspicious things here and there.
As you guys are talking, the sailor just kind of points to Inarin and the Goliath and just kind of shouts an order to them. You two, I want you to go down deck, we'll go below deck and make sure that everything is where it should be. He just expects these two to know how to sail and all of that. For the sake of the game, they will just nod and go below deck. Now, as you guys sail, you do notice that after the talking with the captain, he gets the sense that maybe Rain, you are right, and maybe that fishing by the shipwreck is a better idea. So you do notice that you guys are heading that way. Hmm. Yuna, can you roll me a perception, please? Alright, alright. Hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna say you look out in front of the ship on the water. You don't really notice much. You feel like you see something, but then when you look towards it, you can't really see what it was. Almost like a bit of a glimpse of what you thought you saw. But you don't really see anything that catches your eye, but you do get the sense that you are being followed. Yuna?
Yes, indeed, we shall. And Yanni will go between Cola and Rain and raise his voice. Captain, I think we might have something chasing after us. Not entirely sure what exactly, but we might be the catch this time around.
And how do you know this? Did
Oh,
you see anything?
my sister's eyes are quite keen and have picked up on something. Not exactly sure what, but it is most definitely giving chase.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're here. He kind of walks off or walks away from the wheel. It just starts turning. I don't know what it's called. I don't know these boat terms.
So,
It starts turning a device and the anchor just drops down.
Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Got it fixed.
With the sudden drop of the anchor, you feel the ship come to a halt as it turns slightly due to its momentum. But you get the feel that he's ready to start. All right. Well, grab a net, throw it in the water, pull it back out, and see if you catch anything.
Hey, Cola, maybe would you mind taking a look at whatever might be following us from up top? I can head down below and see what we're dealing with down there, and he'll start gathering up a net and climb onto the side of the boat as if to jump off.
Cola starts flapping his wing and flying up to the top and landing on this. Yeah. And starting looking around. If there's anything like disturbance in the water. Yeah, maybe a good fishing spot or something.
Make me a perception, please.
Yeah, Rain will also shout up as he's standing on the edge. And if you see any swarms of fish, maybe just hit them with an arrow and I can swim over there. And he gets ready to dive.
Many.
Nice.
DM, have we lost you?
Oh, bugger. You guys couldn't hear me. I was
Mhm.
explaining this whole time.
Oof.
Yeah, okay, I'll restart. Alright, so Cola, your natural 20 is fitting, seeing how you are an owl. As you fly up to the crow's nest, you survey the seas around you. You see multiple colors instead of just the blue glow of the ocean. And the first thing that catches your eye is a dark spot about to the right of you, depending on which way you're facing. Which way are you facing?
But basically the back here.
Ah, alright. So yeah, to the right of you, roughly here, you see a dark shadow. It kind of splits and then reforms and splits again into multiple pieces and then reforms. And you know exactly that that is a school of fish just hovering around a piece of debris in the water that is floating. But you also, as you look, see an almost fast moving green shadow going from here under the boat, here, and then back under the boat. Now, unfortunately, you do not know what that is.
Well, that job done. Having and down to around here would be a fishing school, though. Something green. Following a boat, maybe even under a boat. Not sure. It's here, and then it was there, and then it was gone.
You keep a lookout from up here. I'll see what it is. And he'll dive off the side of the boat.
Alright, I'm guessing you are looking underneath the boat.
Yeah, he'll splash underneath. He's got a net with him that he's just gonna take a look around.
So, do you swim, fly, or walk in the water? I mean, what are
That
the
is a good question.
No, he swims. I have a swimming speed of 30 feet, and I can breathe air and water. So he just sort of splashes into it. You can still see his physical form flowing through it, but he's a bit camouflaged.
Yeah, I was wondering how we can tell where are you.
Here's a
Like,
question.
in the water.
How well can you see under the water?
Well, I
Not
mean, it depends. If it's dark, then he can't. He doesn't have dark vision.
okay. Well, because you went relatively close to the surface, you can see pretty well. You can't see the bottom of the ocean or the sea that you are part of because that's just a bit too deep for you. But you do look around. I'm not gonna make you roll because it's in the general area. You look
I
around.
can
You
if it's like murky, I can try and clear it myself. I do have that ability, but other than that,
yeah, no,
yeah, it's the same as anyone opening their eyes underwater, I guess.
yeah, it's only hard to see from above the water because the glare of the sun just kind of makes it a little bit more difficult, even when you're up high. But when you're in the water, it's pretty clear, so you can see, I'd say, about 40 feet ahead of you. And you do see the school of fish that Kola pointed out. But as you turn around to look under the boat, you see a sea lion. That is what they're called, right? Yeah, a sea lion just dash past you towards the school of fish.
Okay. He is going to, as he sees this, like, sort of let out a few bubbles of shock, and then he's going to see that it's going for the school of fish, and he's going to uh, throw out his net, and I'm going to use a key point to shape the flowing river, and I'm going to start like a whirlpool basically there. So as he goes into this school of fish, I'm trying to get the water to throw the net around them, basically. Just
So
get everyone in one area, but
so
that
you're
thing
trying
might be too
to
strong.
catch the fish and the lion.
Yeah, I'm trying to get as much of them as I can into the net at once,
Mm,
and then I'm going to try and head to the surface and tell everyone, like, try and get the rope to them.
roll me a contested strength.
Okay. Just a straight strength or like a strength save?
Just strength.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
If it takes
pretty.
athletics into account, then it would add another 2, but I guess it's straight.
Oh,
That's
no, it's a straight strength. Well, lucky for you, the sea lion wasn't expecting a net to entangle it. So as it goes for the school of fish, you do your whirlpool kind of trap. You get the fish as well and the sea lion in the net. As it thrashes about, so do the fish. It's just trying to find its way, and you keep a good grip on it. So you've got the sea lion in the net.
all right. I'm going to swim up as fast as I can to the surface and just shout, "All right, put it in! I've got them! I've got something!" Because I assume that the net is attached to the boat, right?
Yes.
Like that's the point.
Yes, it is.
Good. Didn't just throw a net out to sea.
I guess we start pulling as a team.
Yeah. The captain shouts at you like, "Well, what are you waiting for?" And everyone starts pulling in the net. You're quite surprised because, Rain, you actually got nearly the entire school of fish as well as the sea lion. Like it's a big net, but what you've done allowed you to use the net to its full potential. So you all pull the school of fish and the sea lion on board as it still tries to thrash and get out of the net.
That whirlpool will sort of reverse as they pull it out and pull him up into the air, and he'll just step back onto the ship. Oh, did you get it?
What the heck is
we
that?
did.
Wow, I was not. What I've heard stories about this thing, but I've never actually seen one of them before. Didn't
What?
know they were here.
What is it?
Well, it's just simple. It's a sea lion. They're pretty fast, pretty dangerous for and sailors such as myself. Hmm, surprised we actually caught one.
Should we take it out? Will it be violent? D- Can
Oh,
it tear out from the net?
I don't know really. This it's weird. He looks at you, Rain. Did you see any more?
Well, I was just wondering that myself. I didn't see any, but I wouldn't assume that they're alone. That one was just hunting that school of fish, and we might want to separate them, or he's just going to eat his fill before it suffocates. I'm not too familiar with these creatures, I must be honest.
Yeah, let's try and do that.
I asked the captain, could this be the sea monster that was giving the fishermen trouble?
It could be. It's just strange. Sea lions don't really travel alone.
Yeah, somehow I doubt this is the creature they spoke of in legend, unless there are a lot of them. I mean, that thing, that sea monster's supposedly taken down ships twice this size, hasn't it?
Well,
Yes. And before, uh, Yanni, given
Yes.
your item, even though it can't see, it does give you the warning, and I'll give you about 5 seconds to make your move. So you do get the warning that something bad is about to happen. What
Oh
do you do?
shit.
What do you do?
Well, I'll assume that the warning reaches everyone because the puppet is screaming its lungs out, and I think I would pull out my steel defender to interpose between myself and the sea lion.
Cool, cool.
The hell
Okay.
is that?
Yeah, so the kind of horse-looking puppet with massive beady eyes just starts screaming this painful screech as it just lets you all, in its own way, it just lets you all know that something bad is about to happen. So is that what you're gonna do for the 5 seconds?
Do I have like a full turn for myself?
Uh, well, I was just gonna ask because this is like they almost prep before the bad thing happens. So you could try and prevent the bad thing, although I can't tell you what that bad thing is gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Uh, hmm. And could I use my action to do like a perception check to see to notice the source of the distress that my dole is catching.
Sure. You can do that.
Okay, 19.
19. All right. So with your perception, you quickly look to where your doll was looking, and you see another green, speedy, like shadow in the water, just dash underneath the boat towards the captain's side. And you get the feeling that it's another one of these sea lions.
Captain, there's another one. And that's it.
All right. You shout, and the captain just kind of jumps. As he jumps, another sea lion just kind of rises up. It looked like it was about to grab him, but thanks to your warning, it just hangs onto the railing, its mouth just snapping as he jumps out of the way. And it just slowly climbs on board.
Seeing that, I want to move away from the side.
And with that, I think we shall roll for initiative. Or actually, no. No, yeah. I am going to call it there for today's session. I do need to think. I'm sorry, I do need to think about uni tomorrow, so I don't want to stay up too late. And I feel like when I start the fight, I want to finish it, so I don't want to stay up too late. So I'll call it there for today.
Understandable, understandable.
All right.
Question: If
Mhm.
the captain happened to die, can we take a ship?
Yes. I was gonna be honest, I was hoping you were failing. I was hoping you were going to fail with your perception, but you didn't. So
Yeah, look, I think we've all considered the possibility of just throwing this poor old man overboard and having a ship. So, I mean, I'm the monk, so I'm not going to suggest it, but
But you really hate your boss that much?
it's something you guys can do.
he hasn't done anything to wrong us yet. But
Yes, I know, but I mean,
options there,
if
of course.
something happened to
Ah,
him
you
during
forget
the
he refused to give Cola fish. That is almost that is like pretty
That
much
is
enough.
punishable by death.
Capital punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how you can't disrespect the great cola like that. That's
Yeah, no. I swear, Cola, you are becoming like the seventh sin of pride. Cause wow, man, I've never seen a character played so prideful.
Oh, oh.
Who knows? That may be a story arc for you. We'll see.
Sweet.
Hmm. Oh, thank you guys for tonight. I know we didn't have as many people as we usually do, but things happen and we do what we can. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
Yep.